everybody. Welcome to Far Out Podcast. My name is Tony Santos. I'm your host. Today we have two special guests. One all the way from Apeldoorn, Ivar from Voces,
Thanks for having me.
a Dutch rapper. And we have Alicia Clara all the way from Quebec, singer-songwriter. We're here to have a great conversation together. But Alicia Clara, Alicia, we spoke a bit about your history or your past, and you've traveled a lot. How did that influence your music?
Yeah, I think traveling definitely. So the thing is, I kind of associate my relationship to music is very not location based, but music to me makes me travel or like takes me back to a certain point in time, takes me back to a place, takes me back to maybe a relationship or a friendship, and so I think I definitely am inspired by the places that I visit. I usually, when I come home, I will often visually kind of write lyrics according to what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I strive to recreate little vignettes of places that I've been, moments that I've lived through my songs. I don't know that it's necessarily obvious to the outside world, but
Yeah. So you could say it's like a diary of your life, actually.
Mhm.
Okay, nice. What about you, Ivar?
Yeah, for sure. I think what Alicia said as well is that the music travels indeed in places, but also in time. And I think that that's something I really can relate to because a lot of my songs are about my life, and it's also like a place in my life and a time in my life. So these places and times that I've been really help shape the song and also indeed take me back to those places and times.
Yeah. Would you say that you have a similar creative process, Alicia?
Yeah, definitely work alone as well, a lot more. Especially for songwriting. Because same as you, I write about my life. I write about I know what I know. So it's kind of strange to have someone else to write about something that's so personal. Definitely do want to get into collaboration a little bit more, but I'm just not there yet. And maybe for another project, but as long as I'm releasing under my name, it's going to be very personal.
Yeah.
I did collaborate though on production with co-producers, but I'm always involved in the arrangements and everything. I do want to challenge myself to maybe self-produce my next album though, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Do you remember your first performance?
Yeah, because it was during COVID. So,
Oh, okay. So it was
well,
an
I
online
guess
performance, or?
it was hybrid. As like my first performance as this project, as it stands, was for a festival in Montreal that happens every September called Pop Montreal, and they were live streaming everything, but having I think up to like 15 people attend in person, masked and like with a distance, because that was in 2020. So that was my first, I guess my first performance as Alicia Clara. But when I was younger, I was in a band, I think in middle school. So we played on a stage for like the Fête de la Musique in Geneva.
Yeah.
And I was also ballerina. So I had been on the stage quite a lot, but not as a musician.
So for both of you, like, what was the moment where you both felt like, well, I'm actually doing this. I'm a musician, like performing, and this is getting really serious at the moment, or feeling as if you're on like this, not tipping point, but as it's like this moment where you're like, okay, just have to push on through a little bit more, and then it's gonna happen.
Well, yeah, the realization. Yeah, I guess it was my first. Sounds really bland, but my first paycheck. The first time I got like booked for a really high price, and it just kind of made me wonder why. But it also made me realize that what I was doing was worth something to others instead of because I was writing music for me. That point really meant that it was also meaning something to someone else.
Yeah. So the first paycheck.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's first time indeed somebody's putting value on your product.
Exactly.
Yeah. And what about you, Alicia?
I wish I could say the same about paychecks, but I think unfortunately the music industry in North America is a little bit stingy. We don't get, well, I don't know, it depends. I never get paid that well. I did get a few shows that paid all right, but I think the realization was more when people I admire in the Montreal music scene started like following me and like telling me that they like what I do. I was like, this is kind of crazy because I moved to Montreal partly because there were so many bands that I really really liked. And well, also my mother is from here, so I have a Canadian passport, so it was also a very easy place to go to. And it was at the time very affordable. It's changing now, but so yeah, I think that was definitely a point in time where I was like, wow, this person like likes my music. This is insane. Like it means I made it. Like I did something right. Um, and then I guess first time I got booked I played the Montreux Jazz Festival in Switzerland, which is kind of a big deal. And the few months later, I played South by Southwest. So these didn't pay well again, but I was like, this is kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
It means that it's not just me like making my songs for my friends and my parents from my bedroom.
It's a need for a bigger audience. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how did moving to Montreal? Did the city shape your music as well? Would you say?
Totally. Yeah, I think so. Because there are so many talented musicians in Montreal that for a while I almost only listened to the people from Montreal. Um, so I think even if just subconsciously it really shaped my music, but I think I also like consciously like pulled inspiration from local bands for sure. Yeah.
And what about yourself, Eva? Because you moved from Deventer to Apeldoorn. Would you say that the city of Apeldoorn has had an impact on the way you make your music or on your music?
I think the change really came from leaving my family behind because they all live in Deventer. So when I went to Apeldoorn, I felt more freedom in creating because I didn't have those people who were giving me advice and
Okay.
their opinion all the time. So I basically had more time for me and my creative process, which really, I guess, opened everything up. I felt like I could do more. I tried more. I felt like I had more room to create and be myself.
So it's no, it's not a blessing and a curse.
Now, I guess it can be because I still love my family, but I see them less. It's both.
Yeah. And now I wonder, what style of music did you grow up with, like with your music, with your family, or was it like super a big blend of music, or?
Yeah, it's a big blend. I started on jazz, so I played jazz piano, which I also study. So that's just like the thing that I have kept for my whole life. But my parents were really big into Radiohead and all the bit more experimental stuff, and my family is more poppy or bluesy. So I basically got to hear everything there was, except for like the hard music, like metal and everything. But I grew up pretty diverse if we're talking music.
Yeah. In terms of music, both of you managed to create really intense feelings in your music. But would you say it's you documenting your real life, or rather escaping reality through your music?
Or a bit of both, I think. I think my first releases were more about escaping. My very first single is kind of about escaping my hometown, even like I'm not even writing it. um, I think I kind of, I try to incorporate more real life stories into my songs, to kind of honor good memories that I have and the people associated with them.
Yeah.
But my upcoming album, which is coming September 5th, is very much introspective. Like a lot of it is, most of it, was written during the pandemic. And it's kind of Neither, like, yeah, I'm not even trying to escape reality, or I'm talking about the fact that in my day-to-day life, I'm trying to escape reality, but I'm just kind of like looking at myself from the outside and being like, this is what you're doing.
Mm.
Which is a bit strange, a bit meta, maybe. I don't know.
Mm.
But yeah.
You were nodding heavily, Ivar.
Yeah,
Can
very relatable.
I think you call yourself a living room rapper as well.
Yeah.
Explain.
I really like the intimacy that my music brings, or that I basically create or try to create when I'm making my music. And I think when I'm playing in living rooms, so in people's homes with their friends and family around, those gigs are, at least from a feeling standpoint, the most important ones that I have, since you can really, for one, see the people instead of the lights blinding you. But it's also just you feel way more connected, and I think that's something that I really want to hold on to along when my career grows. That staying true to the intimacy of music and the connection with people. I think that's something that I hold it in high regard in my music.
Mm. And would you say that you write for yourself, or do you write with the audience in mind as well?
My own story and my own feelings come first.
Yeah.
But I write it in a way that I really hope to inspire people and give them the strength to, in my case, use their voice and express themselves as well.
I hope you get big and you start to perform for big audiences. Have you already envisioned how you can really maintain that intimacy?
Yeah, so for now I've been doing, or my upcoming shows, or there's a tour coming that's going to be a candlelight show. So I'm going to be surrounded by flickering candles. And in that way I can scale a bit more. So there's room for more people. But the whole ambience still feels very intimate because it's very dark with all the candles. It's
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna like it.
Okay. And I think you both played on like festivals with deeper political meanings. You have performed for Bevrijdingsfestival.
Yeah.
So Alicia, Bevrijdingsfestival is a festival that's being held each year in the Netherlands on the 5th of May, celebrating Liberation Day. Actually, it's not Independence Day; it's Liberation Day.
Yeah.
From the Second World War. It started based on the Second World War, but now it's about all the, I think, for everybody like living in a war zone, or it's almost a remembrance day for people living in certain circumstances. How was that for you to perform on such a stage, actually?
Yeah. So I played in Zwolle, which is a very big festival. So to be truly honest, it was way too big for me at the time because I felt really overwhelmed because there were way more people than I was used to. And since I was on one of the stages, people who didn't know me passed through. So I was used to playing for like 100 people or 50 people. And then I was playing for like 500 people, which was kind of insane. So it was very, very overwhelming, but very nice to see all the people being so cheerful and being so happy and celebrating music or celebrating life together.
And do you feel music still has a role in resistance or freedom today?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I think it also has a role in resisting, indeed. So people who write very activating songs or expressing their political meaning. But I also think that the freedom of speech and being able to express yourself is something that I find very important in my music. So I guess music, in a total sense, there's a lot of things that resemble freedom in a lot of ways.
Yeah, just the fact of being able to make music.
Yeah, if it's just the ability to be able to write music or to live with it, or just to activate people, to inspire people, it's very broad.
And what about yourself, Alicia? What do you think about the role of music in resistance or in freedom?
I think I totally agree that it's definitely very instrumental in not just like upholding not beliefs, but stances. Also to document, I think, like years from now when we listen to music from the 2020s. It's going to reflect everything that is alas taking place in this decade, I think. And I really admire artists who are able to be activists through their art. I think this is very powerful, and I just don't think I myself have like the capacity to do that, in the sense that I have many feelings about the state of the world currently. I just don't know how to put them into words. I'm not very like articulate, yeah, like eloquent about current affairs. Like, you know, I follow the news and everything, but it's just like so much is happening constantly that I don't really know. Like, I lose track of all the details and everything. And I think I have a little bit of like a perfectionist strand in me, which not in the good way, but in the way that if I don't know how to talk about something like perfectly, I'm not going to talk about it. So
Yeah.
I think the best I can do is just like write about what surrounds me directly, and like what um, me and my friends and family and, you know, my community are going through, and kind of hope that it gives um, yeah, a little insight into what's, you know, how we're moving through this world currently.
Yeah. And you perform in English, or do you?
Yes.
And but you also speak French, I assume.
Yeah, it's my first language.
Yeah.
But it's really hard to write in French, I
Oh,
find.
really? Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, it's hard to write in French because it's a pretty complicated language, I find. Also, like in English, I also wonder about your experience, Ivar. Like, I don't even, do you rap in Dutch?
Yeah, in Dutch. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Because like in English, you can kind of write a song and be like, "Oh, baby," and that kind of works. But I feel like in French, it's a little bit weird to they're just like filler words. I don't even use them that much in my songwriting, but that work way better in English. Maybe it's just my bias because I grew up listening to mostly English music.
Yeah.
But I find that in French, you have to be a lot more intentional about what you're saying and like how you're rhyming, and also it's just like a longer language in terms of the number of words and letters in each word. So you kind of like, I do a lot of translation for work and other stuff. And whenever I translated an English text into French, I end up with like three more paragraphs. And I'm like,
Yeah.
so it just makes, I think, writing in French kind of complicated. But I also really admire people who are able to write a really beautiful song in French. I want to try, but it's just harder. In English, I can kind of just like,
Comes
also the
easier.
pronunciation, it's, you know, in English with the R's and everything, it's way more fluid. Whereas in French, we have all the that's kind of not
Yeah.
as sing-songy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wonder about your experience rapping. And I guess you're rapping, so it's maybe a bit different, but
I guess, but I started in English. So
okay.
I started in English because I thought it sounded better. Because in Dutch we have a lot of harsh sounds. So I thought, yeah, I grew up listening to English songs, so I guess that's better. And all the people I basically was listening to were all in English, and they also made the music that I wanted to make. So I guess let me just copy their language as well, so it will be better again. But I found that writing in English, or basically writing not in my first language, made it very difficult to be me and to be fluid in the way that I write, because I have to translate everything. And that's why I made the switch to Dutch, because that's in Dutch I can just be fluent in whatever I want to talk about, because I don't have to think about the vocabulary or the grammar. It just doesn't matter. It's way easier.
Yeah. And who were you listening to? Like, who were your inspirations in your English?
In English, then we talk about Kendrick Lamar's, the Loyal Carners in UK. Basically the what do you call them? More poetic rappers, I guess.
Yeah. And what about your Dutch influences?
There aren't many. There are a lot. No. And that's for a couple reasons, because I just don't. I haven't found bigger artists that I really like in Dutch.
No.
Yeah, of course, they're Typhoon and everything. Those are my favorites. But
Opgezwollen ook niet?
yeah, kinda. But just like I need the English songwriters that I listen to, which most of them don't rap. They're just pop songwriters. So it's like Lizzie McAlpine is one of my all-time favorites. And I listen to them not because I kind of relate to them in the creative process, but just because I like the way that they write their songs. So it's hard to explain, but it's just I don't listen to music to get something out of it to make my own music. I just listen differently, I guess. It's
You're
hard
a
to
music
explain.
lover, just a music lover.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit different now.
Yeah. We're gonna pause a bit because we're gonna listen to music, and we're gonna start with a song by Vosus. It's called Slaapzacht. Ivar, set the scene. What's this song about?
It's a song about my insomnia, I guess it's called, or the ability to not sleep, or I guess that. And the song really came from a dark place where I had a lot of sleepless nights, and this song basically gives me a little hope, and that Rome wasn't built in one day, and you can't do everything that you want to do in a day. So just take it easy and let it go.
Cool. Ladies and gentlemen, Slaapzacht by Voces.
Terwijl ik sta naar de sterren, stel ik de maan mijn vragen. Ik vraag aan haar of het lichter wordt om mijn ziel te dragen. Omdat de aarde blijft draaien, durf ik niet stil te staan en is zo mijn leven mij alles waard. Ik vecht met slapen, alsof ik ooit iets kan winnen. Ben ik vandaag, verlies ik toch, mag ik mijn droom vast verzinnen. Toch bitterzoet wanneer stilte weer herrie brengt aan rust. Ik ging naar bed voor de rust. Ik laat de tv vannacht wel aan, als je het niet erg vindt, schat. Ik heb het zo gehad. Het is al 4 uur 's nachts. Ik zie het sterrenbeeld, lig hier vast terwijl ik pennen wil. Maar zelfs een waterman kan de zorgen die mijn lichter maken.
Slaap zacht vannacht. Slaap zacht vannacht. Laat de schaduwen maar dansen. Laat de zorgen buiten staan. Kom nou. Slaap zacht vannacht.
Chemische stofjes, die melatonine. Of een verslaafde, een verdwaalde. Het is beter misschien, doodzonde. Ik hoef geen schone lei, echt niet. Ik wil alleen eens vrij. Van elke kwade gedachte, terwijl ik sterren kijk. Is dit de laatste, dan gooi ik stenen door mijn glazen ogen. Ik wil het leven nog 1 keer zien, zo puur en zuiver. Begint de morgen al zonder mij? Nee, hel dan niet. Nee, ik ga liever in stilte dan in jouw verdriet.
Slaap zacht vannacht. Slaap zacht vannacht. Laat de schaduwen maar dansen. Laat de zorgen buiten staan. Kom nou. Slaap zacht vannacht.
So you recorded the song in front of the statue in Apeldoorn called the man with the 2 hoeden, the man with the 2 hats.
Yes.
And it's a monument remembering the relationship between Canada and the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Like in terms of after the war as well. Because it's the same monument actually exists in Ottawa as well. So it's in a straight line with Ottawa. Just a little fun fact to just throw in there.
Nice.
Have you ever been to Ottawa?
I have
Did you see
briefly.
Have you seen the statue as well?
I went once in like 2010 for like 1 day because my mom studied there, so she just took us to university and that was it. And then I like drove through it 2 years ago, and that's all. If I go, I will definitely look for it and think about you.
Yeah, cool, cool. Well, we touched briefly on mental health. You explained that you wrote this song because you were in a dark place as well, and it kind of helped you to get out of this dark place.
Yeah, a lot actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you take us through that process, or would you like to share? Or
I guess I can share a little bit. A few years ago, I've been dealing with a lot of depression, and how that showed was basically I didn't have motivation for anything, so I didn't really feel happy to do anything basically. So of course I had music and the ability to express myself, but it didn't really click in that sense. And because I had these thoughts, basically I spent a lot of sleepless nights waiting for something to help me and just to rescue me, or at least that's how it felt. And I wrote this song out of necessity because I couldn't really take it anymore. I guess because it was just too much being alone in my head, if that makes any sense. And this song really showed me while I was writing it that it was okay to maybe take a step back and not worry about everything that's happening in the world, but just look at your own life and what can I do right now and what can I do tomorrow and in a week, and just take it step by step. And that overwhelming dark feeling, when I was done with the song, basically slowly started fading away and I started seeing happiness again.
Yeah, nice, beautiful. Thanks for sharing. Alicia, is there any song in particular for you that you wrote that maybe helped you through a tough time as well?
A lot of them, I would say.
Okay.
Well, most of my releases from the pandemic were kind of that. I wrote the songs during the pandemic, and then releasing them kind of felt like cathartic. I mean, I have songs that like just straight on address a state of depression. My song "Blame It on the Moon," which is on my upcoming record, but was also released as a Bandcamp exclusive in June, is really, I wrote that when I was like walking home from work one night, and they had just announced like the second lockdown in Quebec, where everything, I mean, basically we couldn't do anything. And I didn't have that many friends because I was pretty new to Montreal. And so, I don't know, I think the prospect of like going into a very lonely winter was a lot. And so I kind of just like wrote this song about how I was also dealing like with other things, but about like how I wanted to kind of not see myself anymore. Yeah.
Mm.
I'm better now.
Yeah, nice. And would you say that you did it with the strength of music only, or did you have therapy as well? Or
Oh, I had therapy, and I also, well, I live with my partner now, and I feel like since we've been together, he's kind of helped me being grounded. I don't want to say that you need a relationship to be better, because I don't actually believe that.
No.
If anything, I was kind of against the idea of getting in a relationship because like I need to get better first. But then I figured we were just hanging out a lot as friends, and I felt better whenever I was with him. So I was like, maybe it's not such a bad thing. So I think it's a mixture of the pandemic ending, going to more shows, meeting more people, being surrounded by more people, therapy, and also making music. Although music nowadays tends to be like the source of my despair, but or more like the music industry, not the music itself.
So Alicia, we're gonna listen to a song by you. Title of the song is "How to Dress." Is there anything you would like to share on the inspiration behind this track?
So I wrote it in spring 2021 after what felt like a really long writer's block at the time, which was just 3 months. I've been through way worse since. So it felt cathartic to kind of, like when it came to me in my bedroom, I found the chords and the melody. I was like, wow, this is amazing. And it's about, quite literally, like the title says, like dressing up or like putting on clothes and using clothes as a facade for kind of hiding who I am inside, um, as well as other means of protecting myself from the outside world. But it's also about how, like, my tendency of fantasizing about a different life, about being somebody else, which I guess, yeah, ties into putting on a costume.
Yeah.
Some ways.
Cool. So we're gonna listen to Alicia Clara, How to Dress. Well, let's talk about life in 2025. I mean, there's streaming platforms, there's AI, there's a lot of technical evolution happening. Alicia, you've toured internationally and you built a following online. Has the digital side helped you get closer to your, to your fan base, or?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, especially during the pandemic, it was difficult to meet people in person and, well, just like playing shows. I'm sure a lot of people have discovered my music on Spotify and YouTube. I don't know exactly how many have become like diehard fans. It's kind of hard to quantify. But yeah, it's a strange world, the online world.
Because do you feel more connected or more distant, actually, to?
These days now very connected. I don't know, like I'm in a release rollout campaign right now. I mean, released this one today, and I feel like whenever I post, it's like I have more like engagement. I have more people like connecting with me, like being like, hey, like we like this, blah blah blah, than I used to in the past. But I have like way fewer likes, like way fewer like views. I don't know if the content just gets drowned under other stuff that the algorithm prefers to push. I don't really know. So it kind of feels like, and it's not so much a bad thing, but it feels like I'm more like the old days of Facebook, you know, when you were on there just to like connect with your friends and your family.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm making new fans on social media really anymore. I don't know. Maybe it's just an impression. Maybe it's just a coincidence, but it definitely feels like it's more for like my echo chamber
Yeah.
that already exists.
And throughout
Yeah.
the conversation, you've mentioned the music industry a bit, but you're like, what is it about the music industry that you're like maybe a bit cringy about?
It's just like it's impossible to know what's going to work, what's not going to work. Like, yeah, and it's there's like less money in the industry. Like, I feel like every year we hear about yet another thing that's kind of failing. Where like even shows don't pay anymore, or not. Like, I feel like artists who are full-time musicians are struggling more than ever, like even touring. A lot of them can't break even, so we've seen a lot of tours being canceled. Um, Streaming platforms, as we know, do not pay well. I don't feel that concerned about these things because I actually don't make that much money from my music. So it's like I don't rely on music to make it to like afford my life. I have a
Yeah.
job. Unfortunately, I would like to afford to make music full time, but
Yeah.
I can't. So that is one thing that's kind of annoying because, you know, if I'm on a roll where I'm super inspired and I want to work on music every day, then I can't really do that because I have to
Yeah.
go to work. So,
Yeah.
but then also, yeah, I think it's just really difficult to know what the industry wants from us. And at the same time, I don't want to only do things with what the industry wants
Yeah.
in mind. I want to do things like I want to write music because the music that I like because I want to write it, not because I need to do something that the industry will like. So it's kind of a, yeah, I think my self-worth fluctuates a lot with what the industry expects, wants, doesn't like, and I'm trying hard not to like attach my self-worth to that because I don't think I think it's pointless. But yeah, it's a kind of an
So,
ongoing battle.
yeah, I can imagine. How's it for you, Ivar? Do you have
Yeah,
any concerns or?
when we're talking algorithms or whatever you want to call it on streaming platforms, social media, there are always like two sides. You have like the side that makes the algorithm happy and the things that make it upset. So if you understand these things, it's going to be amazing. You're going to have a great time and you're going to have a lot of results.
Yeah.
But if you don't understand how it works, or you're on the bad side, and you kind of get stuck in that, and you're constantly chasing these good results, I think it might have have a negative influence on what you make and how you show yourself. At least for me, it's since I do not understand these algorithms most of the times. I feel like I need to change my work sometimes. I try to not let it influence me, but I just know it does because
Yeah.
of course, you're chasing results, and that's
Yeah.
what you want, and to make it something that you can live off. But I don't know, it's a struggle sometimes because you want to make what you want to make and be happy with that, but you also want to make or have good results, which kind of clash for me sometimes.
Yeah. So it's kind of hard to stay true to yourself.
Yeah.
Kind of. So do you sometimes also feel like, because you make very vulnerable music, that you kind of have to sell your vulnerability like even more to reach a certain type of crowd, or? not per se.
Yeah, I guess I see it as a challenge for myself as well, because I like to be vulnerable in my music, because I think it can help others as well, or can help others. So being vulnerable is, I don't know. I don't do it for the results or being able to sell something. I just really like to challenge myself to show myself a bit more.
Yeah. And what about the uses of AI? Do you think that's inevitable along the road that you will have to use AI, or do you strictly like want to keep it human only, or maybe it's a hybrid version?
Yeah, for me there are two sides. For I think generative AI, so the chatbots that make songs or lyrics are great, because they make being able to express yourself really accessible and easy. Since I've worked with a lot of people who have autism, and for some of them it means that they cannot speak or speak in coherent sentences. And for example, there was one child that I was working with, and he used ChatGPT to basically make a song. So he just threw a couple emotions at it, and ChatGPT was able to build a whole story around these emotions, which helped him a lot, because he was able to listen or see what he was feeling instead of having to say it. And in that case, I think like it can be amazing for people who have difficulty in expressing themselves. But on the other side, I also think that everything you throw through AI, if it's generating lyrics or having feedback on your songs, makes it less and less you. And I think that music is all about you, or the one who makes it. So each time you pass through it, I think you lose a little authenticity and originality. And I think that's something that musicians need to stay true to be able to be who they are.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on this, Alicia?
Well, I agree. I think it's, great that it's a tool that helps people with special needs, I guess. But overall, like, I personally would have no interest in like listening to an AI generated song. Because I like authenticity. I mean, I'm not, aware of any artists who need AI as a tool. Like, I don't. But anyway, I'm sure this is a great option for them. But in general, I'm also like a little bit skeptical, just because we know that Spotify has been generating music via AI to pay itself, as if they weren't making enough money. So that's, that stings a little bit. And I think as an artist, I really like to see other people's, like what they're going through. And as you put it, Ivar, like what makes them them, like what's their essence. I think this is the beauty of art, be it in music, in painting, in movies, and photography, anything, like something like a perspective that I'm not necessarily, that I don't necessarily know. And so I don't think like AI it can provide like a little perspective, but not like in an authentic way. I'm not against like using it to, like, for example, help writing a cover letter for a job.
Yeah.
Like, I'll write it first, and then I'm like, this sentence like doesn't make sense to me, just like fits the grammar type thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, in art, not so much. And I know that some people have been using it for artworks too. And I find I would rather see like someone took a random photo with their iPhone and use that as the artwork than like something AI generated.
Yeah.
Just because the iPhone photo at least shows me that perspective from the person, like gives me a little bit of a view into their world, which I'm not a part of.
Yeah, and
So,
it kind of feels lazy to me as well to use that AI artwork, and you can really see that it's
I don't,
AI.
I don't want to say that just because, like, as Ivar, you put it, I think AI is a great tool for some people, and I don't want to be dismissive of those people. But I think for someone that's able, someone that can produce something, it does feel lazy.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I really want to thank you for a great vibe and for this open and honest conversation that we had. I had a lot of fun. I hope you had a lot of fun as well.
Yep.
But before we go, what's coming up? Any new music? Yeah, you already told us you have some new music coming up, Alicia. Any other cool stuff? Maybe cool collaborations? Share. This is the moment.
Okay. For me, upcoming EP, bundled with a small little tour, the candlelight shows in September. So the EP
When and where?
we're going through Apeldoorn, Deventer, Ede, and there are a couple more locations that I can't tell about yet.
Cool. Cool. Nice. And you, Alicia?
Yeah, so the album's coming out on September 5th, and that's kind of it, honestly. I'm not planning a tour around it because I'm broke.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
eventually, maybe. So yeah, and I'm already writing on my next record. Sorry, working on my next
Okay.
record.
Okay.
So,
Nice. And where can the audience find you online? Your social handles.
mine is on Instagram at _ Alicia Clara, all in one word.
Okay. And you, Ivar?
Instagram is Voces, and the website is hetisvosus.nl.
Het is Vosus. Cool. So thanks for tuning in to Far Out. Make sure you follow Voces and Alicia Clara. Support them, share the music, listen to the music. I would like to have take some time to do a special shout out, a special thanks to the V-Fonds, Stichting Gilles, Hondius Foundation, Gemeente Apeldoorn, Stichting Frequency, and Mojo Dojo. All right, see you next time. Keep listening, stay curious, and as always, stay far out. Bye. You have to wave as well to the audience. You too.
Okay.
Bye. See you next time.